Brunei, China, and Japan. Among other things, Senator Alan has advocated for a better life for poor Filipinos. He pushed for presyo, trabajo, kita, to reduce prices, create more and better jobs, and to raise income for families. He was also the primary author of the RA 10648, also known as the Skolatan Bayan Act of 2014. Particularly invited him to join us this afternoon simply because we being with him during the past several visits to other countries, he has shown. I've observed that he has shown extraordinary grasp of Philippine relations with other countries, especially his insights into the president and the intentions of President Rodrigo Duterte. So, without further ado, I'd like us to welcome Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Please.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It's a honor and pleasure to be here to you, but medyo sentimental lang. Kasi 14 years ago, on this day, I brought my dad to the airport to go to the US for a checkup, but it turned out that he needed a transplant. And dito yung opisina niya sa baba. But I haven't been here much, but it's a pleasure to be here. But this time, rather than challenging news, are good news. Yes, for some of you, it's a roller coaster, but I still believe it's good news. So if I can start in just a short introduction. Through God's grace and mercy on our nation, President Duterte's diplomatic initiatives have been highly effective and is immediately bearing fruit. And we expect that this will continue in terms of delivery of projects, funds that will be a product of goodwill that he has worked for, because it seems that the one-on-one diplomacy is one of the things that the president has mastered or is a natural in. While unsettling at times, it is part of the resetting and the correction of our foreign policy. Talagang pagka inaprut mo ang isang policy, and especially foreign policy, there will be giant ups and downs, no? To just give you an insight into some learnings over the trips, and as chairman of the Committee on Foreign Relations, all politics is local. This is repeated by all politicians. But what isn't often repeated in foreign policy is that all foreign policy is based on local politics. And what is this? First, the national values. Ano yung kultura mo? Ano yung tradition mo? Ano yung values mo as a people? Second, national needs. Ano ang pangangailangan ng iyong mga kababayan at pangangailangan nyo bilang isang bansa? Together, the national values and the national needs come together as the national interest. And when you talk about the national interest, the president, together with the leaders of the country, have a vision. From this vision, you have goals, and you cannot achieve these goals without plans. And from these plans, you have strategy and tactics. Some people confuse the president's tactics or strategy with the president's foreign policy. And we can go on to that later sa question and answer, no? But a good example is how he deals with people who criticize the drug war, no? That's not about foreign policy. That is really about the strategy or the tactics in dealing with the foreign policy. The foreign policy has not changed. What has changed is the strategy in implementing it. In terms, for example, of the drug war. What is our national needs? Ano ang pangangailangan ng ating bansa? Unang-una, peace. Peace sa kaliwa, sa mga komunista. Peace sa ating mga kapatid sa South and all over the Philippines, mga kapatid nating na ang kanilang religion ay Islam. Para ang Kristiyano at mga Muslim at iba't ibang mga religion, nagpa-practice ng iba't ibang religion sa ating bansa, we live in a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-religious society, and we can work and live together. Peace leads to development, but peace can only be had if you have security. So isang part din ng peace is freedom from the dangers of crime and from the dangers of illegal drugs.
You're
With this,
like that.
development can come. And with development, the dignity of life. Jobs, healthcare, education, housing, income and prices o presyo trabaho kita that will allow us to provide for our families and allow us to create a society of equal opportunities. Hindi yung mayayaman lang o yung malalaki lang, makapangyarihan lang ang nagahari. That is why President Duterte is fighting so hard. And that is why he gets easily angry when there are moves to stop him or stop us in our drug war, or there are moves to stop us from achieving our
Good
goals.
afternoon once again,
And
ladies
lastly,
and
pag
gentlemen
may
of the
nakikita
Malacanang
siyang
Press Corps.
naaapi.
Our presidential
So having said that,
spokesperson
I hope
Ernesto
I
Abella will
provided
introduce our
a
guest who is also
simple
celebrating his birthday today.
paradigm or way of seeing
Okay.
how the
You know,
foreign
just to give
policy
you a little
is
bit of
being
an insight,
implemented.
last night at
Question.
was that 12:30 or 1 a.m.?
Kailangan ba ng paglilinaw?
The
Yes.
Davao Airport, the
But we
president
are
himself
at the
led the
phase
singing of a
one.
happy birthday. So,
Wala pa siyang 200
today's
days.
resource person is Senator
Ina-uproot
Alan
pa
Peter
niya
Cayetano.
ang mga maling
He is the
policy
chairperson of the Senate.
dati. I'll give you an example, President Aquino. President Aquino changed policy towards China about a year and a half into his administration or after the visit sa China, no? And we gave him all the leeway because in our country, it's the president who is in charge of foreign policy. May I also recognize that Secretary Andanar is also with us here today. So anyway, let me stop there because I know you have a lot of questions about this trip and many other trips. So let me just put on record, it was very, very, very successful. It created an almost unstoppable momentum. Why almost unstoppable? Of course, situations are fluid. There are a lot of things that can happen. But can you imagine, we've had very, very good relations with Japan the last 5 years. But Prime Minister Abe and President Duterte agreed together that we will bring the relationship to new heights. No? And of all the foreign visits, Prime Minister Abe socialized, no, with the whole delegation, going from table to table, graciously posing with us for pictures and graciously engaging some short questions. When world leaders go off program or off protocol in a face-to-face diplomacy, this is very, very good news because this means that the relationship is really warming.
Okay. Thank you very much, Senator Cayetano. The floor is now open for questions. Okay, question from Rose Centenario of Hataw.
Good afternoon, Senator. Ano po yung pagtanggap ng overseas Filipino workers na nakabase sa Japan sa drug war po ni Presidente Duterte?
Ang pagtanggap kay Presidente Duterte at pagtanggap sa drug war niya, necessarily nakatali. Because especially during December, bago nung campaign, pinupuntahan talaga siya ng mga seamen at ibang OFWs na ilan araw lang ang break sa Pasko para sabihin sa kanya, Sir, kami na bahala sa kikitain namin. Kami na bahala magpaaral sa mga anak namin. Ikaw na bahala sa safety nila. Diba? Until now, my wife can't get over, diba, that teenager na napakagandang pangarap. Alam mo, meron kaming taga-Tagig na student of architecture ni hindi kumuha ng scholarship namin dahil ayaw umabsent ng 1 day. Di ba nang hindi niya makuha yung 10 to 50,000, makapasok lang everyday, dun sa lamay niya, pinakita lahat ng drawings niya, napakagaganda, even the city. Pinatay. I mean, dalawa. Talagang sunod-sunod ang pagsaksak, no? Yun ang inaalala ng parents abroad. I mean, even kayo, sa mga may anak, your number one concern is their safety. Of course, their future, but you don't have a future if they're not safe. If they can't come home, what future are we talking about? So, that's why I said kanina, yes, it's unsettling. Meron talagang mga arguments sa human rights, ano yung paraan, But dun sa question that should we fight drugs? Yes. Should we declare war on drugs? Yes. Ang problema, culture eh. Ang Europe kasi at US, mahigit siguro 600 years naka-experience ng war. Kaya pag sinabi mo sa kanilang war, iba yung naiisip nilang gere. If we used campaign against drugs, alam mo, hindi ganun kalakas ang angal ng Europe at US. So question, why don't we just use the word campaign against drug? Dahil baliktad naman sa Pilipino. Pag sinabi mo sa Filipino campaign, ang dating nangangampanya ka lang. Nakikiusap ka. Pag sinabi mong war, alam mong seryoso ka. So sino unahin natin? Ang mga Europeans at saka US na hindi nagsasuffer naman sa nangyayari sa atin? Or sarili natin? So that's what I'm saying, that it's unsettling because abroad, krinikriticize tayo, pinapalabas, may mass murder, etc. na hindi naman totoo. Pero duty naman nila intindihin ang kultura natin. Tayo ba nagko-comment tayo? Nagrarally ba tayo everyday? Nagfa-file ba tayo ng resolution sa UN kung bakit legal ang abortion sa Amerika? Sa atin, human rights violation yun. Walang kalaban-laban ang bata. Papatayin through abortion. Diba? So what would the US presidents feel? When they visit the Philippines, we will announce to the world, every time you come here, we will ask, why do you kill the unborn? Diba? We don't agree with them, but we're courteous enough to understand their sovereignty and their morality and their concept, no, of human rights. So is it too much for us to ask, come here, take a look for yourself, and we will show you that this drug war is a war against drugs and it's being done in accordance with international human rights standard. But if you tell us to change our language to suit you, that will not help our campaign here. So that is the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's unsettling to others, but that's the reality.
Next question from Raymond Tinaza of Bombo Radio. Microphone, please.
Hi, sir. Happy birthday. Sir, anyway, sir, I understand you've also been part of the close delegation of the president during his closest bilateral meetings with the Japanese counterparts. Was there any of those events, either formal or informal, any of those Japanese officials ever mentioned their or raised concern over that separation or that actuation of the president towards or against the U.S., which is a stance ally of the Japan?
Okay. I cannot talk about matters that happened in confidence and when the cameras are out of the bilateral meetings, no? But in the first part of the bilateral meeting, after the greetings of the Japanese Prime Minister, all the cameras were still there. So narinig naman nung lahat yung statement ng presidente about the relationship with America and the relationship with Japan. Now, to answer your question directly, the way the diplomacy works is that the heads, president to prime minister, president to president, foreign secretary to foreign secretary, hindi nag-uusap diretso kaagad yan. They send a number
Good
of
afternoon
staffers,
once again,
aides,
ladies and gentlemen of the Malacanang
USECs
Press
to
Corps.
talk
Our
muna
presidential
to bring up the
spokesperson,
point
Ernesto
para
Abella,
walang
will
init ng
introduce our
ulo.
guest who is also
And
celebrating
even
his
before we
birthday.
left, of course, there were some concerns by the Japanese
You know, just to give you a
counterparts.
little bit of an
Because
insight,
they are
last night
aligned
at
with
was
the
it
U.S.
12:30 or
policy,
1 a.m.?
especially in the
The
West
Davao
Philippine
Airport,
Sea
the
and South
president
China
himself
Sea,
led the
and
singing
East
of a happy birthday.
China
So,
Sea also.
today's resource person is Senator.
There were concerns expressed, but there were informal gatherings like a dinner wherein the president and the high Japanese officials were able to talk about this. And while they might not agree totally, they came out with a very good understanding of why. Even the Japanese businessmen in the business forum were telling our officials, it's correct, you shouldn't be pushed around. So, and even in some of the meetings, no, the Japanese just simply emphasized that you understand our relationship with the US and we are aligned with the US, but you are our brothers, we are friends. So that was the track. I'll give you another example of something like that that works out. US, South Korea, and Japan are allies. But Japan and South Korea do not see eye to eye on many issues.
Yeah.
But they remain
MP
friends.
rotation.
Rotation
And the
comes
US
up.
is able to have good relationship with both.
A weird game so far. All right, let's take a look. Overall net worth, Radiant are still super far ahead. What we described in the lanes is still pretty much transpiring. They will rotate now, however, mid lane. Limp takes a combo for mid one, but he's got the Spirit Siphon on. Level 6, no point in the Exorcism. Pretty standard these days. Really not pushing down towers quite this early.
Just doubling up on him in last hits, though.
Yep. I think that is fairly expected. P, a tough lane matchup. Jonas halfway through 5?
Yeah, man, this is fine. Like, Luna's up here, but he can bully the Luna if he has to. Like, if Luna tries to get aggressive, he's just going to give you the skewer, right? Give you a couple shockwaves. And once he gets RP, Luna can't even come near the wave. This is questionable. Shadow needs to get up here.
Also, supports starting to grow a disparity here. Pudge only level 2, Shadow Demon only level 2. Both Radiant supports level 3. Those early levels make all the difference in the world, especially for a hero like Pudge. You know, Hook significantly better as you start to level it up.
Whether they will take the same tack taken by
Rocky
President
stuff for
Obama
secret.
and,
Ha!
Ambassador
Haha!
in the first
Were you looking at mid one when you said that or no?
Nope, just thinking about the mountains.
But
you know, I'm in the Rockies after all, man. Come on now.
That's true. Yeah.
Mid off the mark. Go no.
I mean, was that he's still level 2?
Yeah.
It's time to renew.
I'm not even sure that would have been very good.
Yeah, come to think, I mean, mid one was behind him, but mid one's still only level 6. I don't know if they can burst down Limp, who also has a haste rune. They definitely can't burst him down with. Yep.
No
gold for
the infused raindrops.
Also in the Japanese officials may have brought up.
So, mid one, again, not getting any last hits here. 500 gold behind the DP.
Yo, Jonas is hungry, though. He's pissed. He's coming.
Killings
They
Got
see
RP.
him.
due to the anti-drug
Oh,
law.
nada.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I assume he'll still go Blink first. Leshrac, Skywrath Mage, even DP.
Think so.
Pretty squishy.
Yeah, now it's a really good setup item. It also takes some pressure off the Sven to maybe go for an early Blink Dagger. I mean, Loda's going to go Armlet, probably HOD. Could also just be Treads HOD. Not sure if he wants Armlet. I think likely.
And
If you go, yeah, if you go Armlet, HOD, Echo Saber, Blink on Sven, once you get all those items, you have this window where you're a machine, man.
It would let him capitalize on the RPs a lot earlier in the game
Yeah.
by going for the Armlet instead. Like, it's way more early damage than the Echo Saber build.
Yeah, I think this is a game where Loda definitely wants to focus on slightly earlier game items. That's why HOD is so good.
Bottom.
EGM down bottom. Yep,
Nice.
gets bursted down. Hanskin nearby. Can't do anything to keep his friend alive, and Freb gonna try to chase him down. Slardar, he's slithering. He's got sprint on. Crush on the way, but no. Silence just in time. Now a TP from Jonas, looking for a counter kill. Sprint up in about 1, but it's only level 1. Kill those kobolds. Okay.
They adapt language.
They have the toss into RP. Or, sorry, into stun.
Here it is.
Into the
Toss
RP
done.
error.
And Jonas will fall before he can even RP. Hanskin, he does not have any armor. He needs to be careful here. EGM cruising in. That is a level 2 edict. No points in the lightning. He's got a stun. Maybe they can find it. Tosses Limp back. Hits him with a combo, but he's got raindrops. He'll survive through it. Now mid 1 getting low. A few more auto attacks, and they should be able to bring him down. He's dead. Now Forev on the other side. Crush not going to be enough here. Spirit Siphon slowing him down. It's Alliance coming out big. They trade Magnus for 2.
Man, nice little trade, though. I mean, the Magnus was already, like, at a decent spot. It's not like he was, like, way behind and being punished here. His levels are still fine considering he's off lane.
Yep, he's already got his arcane boots, minimal losses. Little space up top to NP, but
Hurts the blink timing on the Tiny a lot, too. As well as the Slardar, for that matter.
So it was much
and also the 2 big cores of Alliance are the ones that really benefited. Now the Sven and the DP are the 2 that are kind of pulling ahead from the rest of the pack, which is also scary. 2 heroes that are hard to deal with when they have early momentum, suffice it to say.
Hey, well, EGM's about to hit level 6. They have the Armlet now done. Loda's ready to fight. I mean, this ain't your farming
They will
build.
not come here like the Americans will
It's true.
come. I meet
It's for
President
certain.
Duterte, it'll be a pleasure.
Yeah,
But I
HOD
will
first,
ask him on
definitely
1,
more
2, 3.
farm-oriented.
Hindi ganun ang Hapon eh. Diba, ang Hapon, we will go, we will talk, period.
Armlet Blink, I
So,
could be into it.
nangyari, pagpunta ni Presidente doon,
Armlet Blink
even if he
Echo,
wasn't being
something
asked
like that.
about military alliance, about the
I think,
Western policy,
yeah, probably more than
sinama niya
likely.
sa speech niya. A very diligent naman ang kanilang foreign minister.
Really like the Echo Saber on Sven. But one of the big reasons we were talking about before with it is interesting though he went Armlet and Max Cleave, which is the farming build, of course. The best of both worlds. Forev, maybe too deep down bottom, dives past the tower, concussive. EGM looking for a potential stun. Come on, Lesh. Ponyboy, he's getting juked. Forev hits him with a stun himself, but now
Pow.
Sven, he's here. He sets it up. Pow, right in the kisser. Now mid one, some AoE damage. They'll get the first kill. Puppy in.
Gandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It's a honor and pleasure to be here to you, but medyo sentimental lang. Kasi 14 years ago, on this day, I brought my dad to the airport to go to the US for a checkup, but it turned out that he needed a transplant. And dito yung opisina niya sa baba. But I haven't been here much, but it's a pleasure to be here. But this time, rather than challenging news, are good news. Yes, for some of you, it's a roller coaster, but I still believe it's good news. So if I can start in just a short introduction. Through God's grace and mercy on our nation, President Duterte's diplomatic initiatives have been highly effective and is immediately bearing fruit. And we expect that this will continue in terms of delivery of projects, funds that will be a product of goodwill that he has worked for, because it seems that the one-on-one diplomacy is one of the things that the president has mastered or is a natural in.
Brunei, China, and Japan. Among other things, Senator Alan has advocated for a better life for poor Filipinos. He pushed for presyo, trabajo, kita, to reduce prices, create more and better jobs, and to raise income for families. He was also the primary author of the RA 10648, also known as the Skolatan Bayan Act of 2014. Particularly invited him to join us this afternoon simply because we being with him during the past several visits to other countries, he has shown, I've observed that he has shown extraordinary grasp of Philippine relations with other countries, especially his insights into the president and the intentions of President Rodrigo Duterte. So without further ado, I'd like us to welcome Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Please.